Hello, this is Bill Neff again from MedecoXT.net. Today we're going to demonstrate the web hosting software of Medeco XT products. As you know, you can have a standalone version, but just recently, in the last year, you now can control your keys and locks through web browser. If you noticed here, this is a USB web programmer, and in this example here we have two locks. One is a mortise lock, which will be for the Erie front door in our demonstration, and the other is what we call the pass lock for Oil City. These are the four keys that we have in our presentation, and they are what we call e-keys, electronic keys by XT. This technology's been around since the 90s, and they used it in vending lock systems, like seeing who went in for accountability on payphones, parking meters, and also on vending machines. Matter of fact, one of the large soda suppliers has a lot of these type of locks on their vending machines. So with that, we just wanted to explain to you how the software is set up. These are identifiers of the keys, and they are on the keys right here, etched. Now, there's a lot of security in these keys, and at a later date on our video I can show you that there are 72 alphanumeric characters that identify not only these keys but also identifies these locks. They are unique to the software, they're unique to the element in itself, whether it be the lock or the key, and there are no two lock cylinders, no two lock systems, no two lock keys, XT keys that are alike. So there's a special encryption, but if you figure out hexadecimal 16 characters per each column, take that to the power of 72. That is a lot of numbers. Now, how the system is set up is we have Joe Tate. He will be only allowed to get into Oil City, which is the pass lock key. Ben White, again, will only be allowed to get into Oil City, which is the pass lock key. Bill Neff will be able to get into both locks, both the front door to the Erie office and both the Oil City facility. And then last, Jen Smith, she will only be allowed to get into the Erie lock. So with that, let's log in to our system. What we'll first do is log into our Medeco XT web host, and by doing so, we need to put in our organization that Medeco gave us. My organization's Neff. We put in our username, and then we put in our password. Now, like I stated before, passwords have to be at least 8 characters alphanumeric with a special character. In this case, I have 9. So we'll log in. The first thing you'll see in the Medeco XT Web Manager program is you'll see that we have 4 keys with their names. And if you notice the hierarchy, I called this for demonstration. This is the Pennzoil Corporation. We have an Erie office, and then we have the Oil City plant. If you notice that Bill Neff, he can get into all areas of the Pennzoil Corporation. However, the two other guys, Ben and Joe, can only get into the Oil City plant. And of course, Jen, she can only get into the Erie office. Now, I'll just quickly show you that you can set up. This is Bill Neff. You can set up, depending on what permissions you drag over. If you drag over to the top tier like I did here, this is the Pensoil Corporation, you can get in up to 365 days. You can allow 24-hour access, or if you wish, you can actually have a starting time and an ending time. And you could also restrict the various days if you wish. So, with that, provided we make no changes, when you come back to this schedule, you notice the keys are all active. So, with that, I will show you how we program this up, and we'll give a demonstration showing you how we lay this out, if it's possible. Okay, we have two locks here, and if you notice, Jen, I will show you Jen's key. Jen, according to the diagram that is stated, she can only get into the Erie lock office, which is the mortise cylinder. So we'll take Jen's key, present that into this lock, get a green light, and of course it rotates. However, Jen cannot enter into Oil City's facility. She gets a red. But Bill Neff, signified by the yellow tag and of course the name on there, not only can get into the Oil City facility, he can also get into the Erie office. However, the two other gentlemen, Joe and Ben, they can get into their Oil City office, and Ben can get into the Oil City office, but cannot get into the Erie. Notice the red light. And notice Ben cannot get into the Erie. Nice red. So with that shows you how the MedecoXT locking system can work. Just like to back up a little bit and do a little more explaining. These locks right here do not have batteries. They are able to function at 40 below Fahrenheit. Main reason because there's no batteries, but they have a logic in them that when they are energized by the XT keys, these XT keys power up the locks, allowing it to either open or not open depending on the instructions that's given by the key. When the XT keys are plugged into also this programmer, USB programmer, it not only can send data from the key up into the web hosting software through a web client, which is installed on the laptop through a USB. It also can charge, by leaving the key in, charge the keys. And when they're flashing just red, that means that they still need charge. But when it starts to give you a solid green light, that means that key is fully charged. Now the keys are good until between 1500 to 1800 cycles, and right before the key gets dead, when you insert it into the lock, you'll get both simultaneously a green and a red light, And if that status states on the key, that tells you, hey, you need to get it back to a charger. It could be a charger like this, and also Medeco also makes a portable charger.